Dragon Age 2 Demon Slayer Achievement Guide. This is one of the longer achievements in the game, since it takes quite a bit of traveling to unlock. Now, to get this, you first need to travel to the Wounded Coast, and as soon as you're there, head to the left and down the ramp, and grab your first Awirgan Scroll. Now, just to note, this can only be done in Act 3, and there's no prerequisites, you just have to go to the Wounded Coast, grab the scroll to start it. Once you have it, walk back up the hill and continue on the path that you started on. Don't take any detour, just head dead straight. And as soon as you see corpses standing up from the ground, you'll know you're at the right spot. If you've walked for about a minute and you haven't ran into any corpses, you're doing it wrong. Back up, check the video, and take another walk. A little tip, if you guys didn't know, if you run with your weapons out, you actually run faster. Alright, so at that fork, don't go to the dead end, head up to the right, and there'll be 3 waves of dead corpses right here. And on the final wave, an arcane horror called Maidan, or Medin, or however you want to pronounce it, spawns. And it doesn't have very high health, just like all arcane horrors. You can dispatch it pretty easily. Out of the 3 boss-like or elite characters you face after collecting the scrolls, it's definitely the easiest. The second scroll has the most difficult enemies, but they're not hard. Even the final monster, Hybris, isn't very difficult. So I'm on the 3rd wave now, and Medin should be coming at any time. Alright, so I think it just spawned. Yeah, right there. When it spawns, it is in the last wave, and this quest is almost over. The second scroll is actually the 3rd one you're going to collect. You're going to go for the 3rd one next. Travel to Sundermount. Oh, make sure to loot Medan. Travel to Sundermount and walk straight, just like you would towards the Dalish camp. And just before the Dalish camp, hit the left detour. You can see just before the camp. And excuse me. And in these little ruins will be your 3rd aspect. The second one is actually next to the 3rd boss. That's why we're picking this one up next. So once you have that, walk through the Dalish camp, and at the split at the end of the camp, make sure you go uphill to the right. My booklet said Sundermount Caverns when it's Sundermount Passage up to the right, so I got a bit confused. That's why the video got split right there. Once you get to the fire pit, or the hidden lair as it will be labeled on your mini-map, some corpses will spawn, as well as an arcane horror. Just like the last one, this is pretty easy. Take it out as fast as you can, because the shades can do a little bit of damage hitting you from behind. Don't go anywhere once you've completed this battle, because the second scroll is, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's just to the right of the screen right there. Okay, so loot the arcane horror. Now, I went the wrong way again. A little bit misled by my guide. So, same spot, right where the arcane horror died, behind that back wall, will be your 2nd scroll. Now, once you have that, you're gonna wanna go talking too much, through the Sundermount Passage. I'm not gonna show it because it's simple, just walking through. There's only one path. But once you reach the other side, you're gonna want to walk through the graveyard and to the left. Some of you guys may not have taken this path before. I have never taken it to its end, but I think it goes to the top of the mountain. So once you get to the staircase, you'll be attacked by a skeleton named Bicemore. Dispatch of him as quick as possible, because the revenants are going to come and they do quite a bit of damage. They also carry some dragonlings, but not waves of them. so you can dispatch of them fairly quickly. No real strategy to taking out the Revenants unless you're on hard or nightmare. If you're on casual or normal, just battle them like you would any other enemy until they're dead. You may need to use some health potions since they're pretty devastating. These Revenants are definitely more difficult than the ones in Dragon Age Origins, who you could take care of pretty easily. Also be sure to loot their bodies after for some pretty good loot and a couple codex entries. If any of you guys are using weapon and shield warriors like Aveline, I believe one of them drops a decent sword. Alright, so now that you have all 3 scrolls and you've beaten all the enemies, you're going to want to go to Dark Town, and this is the area to the northeast. It's just outside Anders' clinic, so you can see it right there. And there will be a area labeled Hidden Lair. Walk through the door, and you'll be met by Hybris the demon. He spawns quite a few Shades and Rage demons about a quarter into the battle, and they'll stick around until the very end. Hybris himself, being a pride demon, has that health suck kind of technique where you're stuck in the blue light and you can't move, and it's very effective, so try not to get too close when you see him raise his arms, because that's when he's doing it. Alright, so taking down Hybris, unlike the dragon, he can be hit by Winter's Grasp and things like that, and Stone Fist, and be locked in place. And his charging technique that you see him doing right there, he'll usually be going after your main character, and if you walk behind him, it won't be able to hit you. You see me do it a couple times here. He usually only uses 2 or 3 attacks, but like I said earlier, you really don't want to get hit by his health sucking attack. Less strategy in this one than the dragon, since he's quite a bit easier. And yeah. So once the battle's over, you're going to want to make sure to loot his body for a good sword and a codex entry, and loot any of the rage demons around you. But I'll leave you guys here. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Listen to the rest of the video.